on Royally Us, the Princess of Wales celebrates nature as King Charles returns after his hospitalization. Plus, the fallout from Harry's charity debacle continues as Piers Morgan claims Harry has a rift with Eugenie. And Prince Andrew's accuser claims she has 4 days to live as Meghan launches As Ever products. We've got that plus so much more on today's Royally Us. Hey everyone, and welcome to Royally Us. I'm Christina, and I'm so excited to have Justin Ravitz, our executive editor, join me on the couch. Michaela is off getting married this month, so very exciting for her, but so excited to have you in for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Long-time watchers of this will know that Christina and I go way back. We just shoot this all the time, so happy to talk all things royals.
All things royals, and we have a wide variety of stories this week.
So much going on, highs, lows, confusing. Yeah.
Everything in between. But we'll start off with some good news because King Charles is back on royal duty just days after he was hospitalized due to side effects of his cancer treatment. The king carried out an engagement ceremony of worthy and well-deserving members of communities across the UK at Windsor Castle. Then this was back on Tuesday. So this was very nice that he was able to be out and about. He was hospitalized due to some side effects of cancer, so a lot of people weren't sure if he was going to be bouncing back that quickly, but it seems like he did.
Yeah, and you know, it's always very concerning and a little jarring just because of everything that we all went through as royal watchers last year. I mean, it was just last February that he was hospitalized and disclosed that he has cancer, and then Kate, of course, months later disclosed that she had. So additional engagement that we should expect tomorrow. He'll be in Windsor. We'll host a reception to recognize those involved with community music across the UK.
Nice.
And then he'll be at another event unveiling a charity's new Cessna 208 Caravan aircraft that will deliver aid to remote regions in Papua New Guinea. So doing very kingly things, so good. Will be good to see him back in action.
Sure, and then next week they are off to Italy. So
they're off to Italy.
So it's going to be a busy couple of weeks for the king. So hopefully everybody is in good health.
Everyone's in good health.
Everyone is in good health.
It'll be fine.
Well, Princess Kate is celebrating the beauty of nature this UK Mother's Day by sharing a video, and she captioned it, "Over the past year, nature has been our sanctuary. This Mother's Day, let us celebrate Mother Nature and recognize how our bond with the natural world can help not only nurture our inner selves, but remind us too of the role which we play within the rich tapestry of life." She, of course, left it with her signature C, and this came after, I can't believe it's been a year since the controversial Mother's Day post from 2024, the whole Photoshop debacle. So she decided to play it safe this year with a lovely video.
Yes, no DIY photography this time, and as you may recall, that Mother's Day photo is also called in the UK Mothering Sunday. It's always so confusing because the UK's Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday is, you know, full almost 2 months before ours, so it's always jarring anyway. Anyway, that photo with all the inconsistencies in photoshopping, that kind of made conspiracy theories hit like an all-time crescendo, and that is where everyone was speculating, where is she, what's happening, she's disappeared, and then of course, eventually they disclosed what was really going on, but at the time we all did not know what was going on. Not that we should be ashamed of ourselves, but it was a time of just rampant conspiracy theory speculation. We didn't know what was going on. So, like you said, this time they're playing it safe. This time all is well. Her cancer is not no more, but her cancer is in remission, and so happy to see her in this context, and I'm really excited for the year ahead.
I am too. I can't wait to see. It seems like she's like, you know, picking and choosing obviously what events she wants to attend and how she feels probably in the moment as well. But it's nice to see her reconnecting with nature and her, you know, her family and her children. So it's very nice.
Yeah, and I think they're being very strategic about how they use their Instagram accounts from now on, as far as like very carefully produced video, sometimes featuring Kate and the family, sometimes not, given some of the sort of bumps in the road that they hit in terms of like Instagram gaps with the photography and whatnot.
Definitely, lessons were learned.
Yes, lessons were learned, yeah.
Well, as we know, Meghan has been in the news nonstop. We're going to talk about her As Ever products in a second, but she did actually do an interview with the New York Times, and they filled her in on all this online chatter surrounding her decision to use Pricely Le Creuset cookware during her Netflix show. So she asked her mother, is this a thing in 2025? Well, Doria chimed in saying, everything is coming in hot these days. Isn't that the truth when it comes to Meghan? But she isn't sweating the online criticism. She explained that she wanted to have a committed professional career in addition to raising her kids. So she said, I need to work and I love to work. This is a way to connect my home life and my work. So she's not slowing down.
She's not slowing down, and I appreciated that New York Times interview, which is also kind of a New York Times cooking thing. She provided recipes, etc. But, you know, we don't get to see Meghan react like firsthand to sort of the criticism, to the reaction, to the discourse, and this was one of the closest and most distinct moments where she was saying, okay, I'm acknowledging the criticism, I'm shrugging it off, and I think that one was pretty fair. I mean, I use corset, or my partner uses corset. Right. Everyone has it. And her mom was being a little defensive of her, which is great. Beautiful to see. I love Doria. She's one of my faves. So yeah, she's not slowing down. And yeah, and today was a big day for As Ever as well, right?
So we launched, not we.
She As Ever
me and Meghan, we launched As Ever today.
Yeah.
No, she launched As Ever products on Wednesday in all 50 states. So we have some jam, we have some honey, we have those flour sprinkles. Ranges it's just sprinkled in there from $9 to I think $28 price range.
Yeah, 20 for like a keepsake honey signature package, and they all sold out within an hour. And the honey apparently was the hottest seller. It sold out within 5 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, she's been talking about this for a while. We say it time and time again. She has done stuff like this before, pre-royal life with the TIG.
Yep.
So this isn't so out of the box for her, like so many people tend to think it is.
Yeah. So, real talk. Would you spend $9 for jam?
Probably not.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Does it come with like a lovely calligraphy note from Meghan?
Yeah. No, there's some keepsake. I was telling a colleague of mine, like, when's your birthday? I'm gonna get you like the keepsake. The jam with the special keepsake jars you can keep forever.
Sure,
so we'll see.
Maybe, but I feel like even if you go to the grocery store now, jam is like $7 anyway. So it's probably not that much more.
The synergy is really, really smart. Like the fact that sort of this is also something that Netflix is invested in. So it's sort of like a multi-pronged approach. Like watch the show, get the products, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So. I'm curious to see what's next, and I'm sure there are other products.
I'm sure, I can't. I'm sure she's got a list a mile long.
Yeah,
so
crudité platters, maybe like beautiful wooden crudité platters.
Sure, I'm there for it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to say.
We'll have to do like an I tried it.
We should do a testing.
We'll do a testing.
Then we have to order the jam and do a little taste test.
Okay. Well, maybe it's sort of like when they release concert tickets, like it's sold out. Wait, no, there's more dates.
Right.
So maybe we'll see more jam and honey in stock in the coming days.
I hope so. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's completely switch gears because
there's so much going on, you guys.
There's so much going on. So let's spill the royalty. This was one of the most bizarre stories we've probably covered in a while. So Virginia Giuffre, she is making headlines following a bus accident years after she accused Prince Andrew of sexual assault back in 2019. So she uploaded a photo that showed her alleged injuries, including a black eye, that appeared to be taken from a hospital bed, and in that post she claimed that she only had 4 days to live. So Australian police then came forward saying that there were no injuries reported from this car accident and that it was a minor crash between a bus and a car and that no injuries were reported at the scene and no one was taken to the hospital. So this has so many twists and turns. The royal family has stayed silent thus far, I mean, as they probably would. However, Prince Andrew's ex-Lady Victoria Hervey had a lot to say about the situation, saying that she's conveniently dying to evade jail. She was also scheduled to be in court, right?
Yeah, she was scheduled to be in court because another thing that she was saying, while she was also saying that she had 4 days to live and she was in this horrible accident, she was alluding to her children and loving them so much, and she was alluding to something without precisely naming like lies spread about her, and then it came to be that one of the court date did involve a conflict with her estranged husband, and there's a restraining order. So this is very complicated because she's one of the key figures in not bringing down Prince Andrew, but she was one of the women who, as a teen, says that she was introduced to Andrew by Jeffrey Epstein. So it's all quite complicated. But like present day, this situation is very confusing. I don't know what's going on. I hope that she's okay.
Yes.
But it's just very unclear what's going on here.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of twists and turns that I don't think a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah. And in this case, we don't even need a statement from Prince Andrew because he has nothing to do with the bus accident.
That is true. So
right?
I'm sure that they will stay quiet on this one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, somebody that is not staying quiet is Piers Morgan, because he is claiming that he's the reason for an alleged and unconfirmed rift between Prince Harry and Princess Eugenie. So while appearing on Piers Morgan's show, Daily Mail columnist Maureen Callahan brought up a report published by The Sun back on March 28th, which alleged that Harry had cut off his relationship with his cousin. Piers then claimed that he is actually the cause of this rift. He said, well, that was because of me, actually. The Eugenie thing, because she was with me and a group of other people in a pub in London. I was seen hugging them goodbye, and Harry saw this and went completely ballistic. And I can confirm, breaking news, that this is entirely true. Well, he sounded very adamant on his show, but a source did tell Us Weekly that there is no rift between Harry and Eugenie. If anything, she is the only person in contact with him. So what do you make of all of this?
Yeah, I was surprised I wasn't surprised that Piers said this, because he tends to sort of say very explosive things about the royals and everyone else. But I was surprised because I have gathered that like you said, Eugenie and Prince Harry are actually very close. They're the closest cousins. She was, you've still seen photos of them. She was featured, at least in photo, briefly in the Netflix documentary. So I was a little skeptical about this story, shall we say? But got my attention.
You got my attention too. I can't see Harry going ballistic over this, but who knows? I don't know Harry personally. So.
Yeah, they have a lot of other things on their plate.
Right.
I don't think he's, as a rational human being, he would freak out if he saw a photo of his cousin posing with another celebrity.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But like you said, he has a lot going on his plate right now, including this fallout from the Sentable charity. So Dr. Sophie Chandako, who is the chair of Prince Harry's charity, claims that the Duke of Sussex asked her to defend his wife, Meghan, after a very awkward photo op at the 2024 Royal Salute Polo Challenge in Florida. So last year, video footage circulated online at the time where the two women had a very uncomfortable exchange while posing for a photo with Harry. Chandaku seemed to try and position herself between Meghan and Harry for the photo, but the couple didn't move. Instead, Meghan could be heard asking Sophie to stand on her left side. So she did an interview and hasn't really responded before about this photo, but she did ultimately fulfill the request and stood next to Meghan. So she claimed in an interview, Prince Harry asked me to issue some sort of a statement in support of the Duchess, and I said I wouldn't, not because I didn't care about the Duchess, but because I knew what would happen if I did so, number one. And number two, because we cannot be an extension of the Sussexes. This is just getting so nasty.
Yeah, she's really going scorched earth on this. And like, all I understand is that people on the board of Sentebale kind of expected this. They expected her to sort of pull what they call a publicity stunt, and they sort of expect justice and the truth to prevail about what really happened, why Harry and his partner had to step down from the charity. And Prince Harry said in a statement how heartbroken he was. You know, I myself was at a United Nations event where Harry was sort of speaking to causes related to Sentebale. So I do think this is a very kind of sacred and important cause to him. So it's hard to know what really happened, but this chairperson, the CEO, Dr. Sophie, she's really out on the offense, talking a lot. So we're gonna see what happens with this.
Yeah, but like you said, he's been involved in this charity for what, like 20 years, I believe? Or I believe so. It's been a very long time that he's been there. He's got ties to his mother, Princess Diana. So
right. This is the kind of work that matters the most to Harry. So I think it's very kind of sensitive and disappointing to him. So I'm very curious to see what shakes out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palace. And on March 30th, Meghan shared a photo of a lemon cake on Instagram with the caption, "Our family tradition, Mothering Sunday in the UK." We see a little child's hand in the photograph belonging to either Archie or Lilibet. Based on those little fingers, I'm guessing Lilibet. But this is so cute. I love that she is giving us little glimpses into her home life now. Last week we saw the most of Archie and Lilibet that we've ever seen before, like half of their little faces. So say what you will about her, I do like that she's giving us little glimpses into her life.
Yeah, I'm loving sort of this new kind of open, lots of access via Instagram, and some of it is promotional, but I think we've clamored and wanted more access and glimpses, and now we're getting it. So I am very excited.
I'm very excited,
Yeah.
yes. And they seem so cute, so
Yeah.
I love it. All right, well, Justin, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for running down all things royals with me.
All right, same time next week.
Same time next week. All
Great.
right, well, in the meantime, everybody keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you next week.